During my junior secondary school days, I was part of the 100 meters and 200 meters relay team, where one of the best as at that time, always coming first or second. On one occasion, my house captain called me and told me that I needed to fill in for one of the house members that was one of the top runners for the 4x400 meters race. I'd never participated in the 400 meters 4x4 as at that time, but I took up the challenge. On that day, I was the one to take the second lane. So by the time the first person was doing his own part, in my mind I was saying, why is this guy not moving fast? He was slow in my eye. By the time I got the baton, I started running. I overtook the first person, the second, the fourth, the fifth person. By the time I got to the 300-meter mark, I was completely exhausted. All those guys that I had already overtaken began to overtake me one after the other. By the time I was getting to the finish line, the whole school had stood up. They were already clapping, making jest of me, saying me low. They were singing me low, pa pa pa. It was something that was popular back in the days. Eventually, I came a distant last, and I was given glucose, those powder glucose, all over my face, all over my head. It was such an embarrassing moment for me. But I made two mistakes. The first mistake was that I assumed, because I was in the similar environment, I assumed that it was business as usual because I was used to that environment. I just didn't make any effort. I just assumed that things will work out. The second mistake I made was that I was applying a 100 meters and 200 meters strategy to a 400 meters strategy, and it failed woefully. But with the benefit of hindsight, I now know that every product requires a different strategy. That something works today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow. So in business, in life, I've learned that I must be able to adapt to circumstances. As I undergo, different trainings in life, meet different obstacles, you must face it head on and don't assume that what you did yesterday is going to work today. I learned that we must adapt and avoid making assumptions, because the strategy that works for today might not be sufficient for tomorrow. My name is Yudi. If you enjoyed this video, kindly like and share. Thank you.